I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. This is one of 3 reviews that Eelco Van Kampen wanted. He wanted my thoughts on Let's Go to Prison from 2006. So he wanted my thoughts on 3 prison comedies. And first off, if anyone's ever interested in requesting pretty much any type of video or movie topic, review, whatever, you can send the request directly to my PayPal or join me on my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but if so, thank you so much. But Let's Go to Prison, I know some of the guys who wrote it worked on Reno 911, Thomas Lennon and Ben Grant. And the guy who directed it, he worked on shows like Mr. Show. I think it's Bob Odenkirk. And the cast, you got Will Arnett, Dax Shepard, Chi McBride, Michael Shannon is in there. I would say at the end of the day, this is okay as a time waster. I definitely enjoyed it more than Big Stan. At least this does have a couple clever moments of humor and jokes. Like the beginning of the film when Dax Shepard's narrating and they're showing like this visual stuff, like, you know, it does a rape joke, but it does it, I think, a bit more clever than Big Stan. Because it shows, oh, in prisons, we got 3 stadiums full of people raping each other. And it shows a bunch of prisoners and then like 3 stadiums worth. Pull out like a visual representation of that. And then he tells about his history where when he was a kid, he stole the giant check from Publishers Clearinghouse. And about all the moments he acted as a criminal. And so he gets out of jail. He wants revenge on the judge that kept putting him in jail, but then finds out that the judge died 3 days before he got out. And so he gets pissed and Dax Shepard shoots the phone booth. So as you can tell, I'm getting some, small chuckles out of the stuff. But then it becomes a black comedy. I think honestly, I would prefer this if it wasn't a black comedy. But instead, Dax Shepard decides to take revenge on, I think it's the judge's son or nephew, at one son, played by Will Arnett. So like he steals the guy's inhaler and Will Arnett's trying to find it. He breaks to a pharmacy. They think he's committing a crime with a gun when in fact he's just trying to find an inhaler. He gets put into jail because the jury is stupid. They're saying stuff like a part of the judicial system or jury decimal. Which I got a little bit smirk out of those. And so Will Arnett gets 3 to 5 years. And Dax Shepard gets himself into prison to be his cellmate. And you know what kind of movie this is when he just, Dax Shepard talks to the judge. He's like, I want to go to this prison. And he gets his wish. So you're now looking into this for smarts. As in, it's not supposed to be realistic in the slightest. Instead, It's funny, I watched these 3 prison films, the next one's Get Hard, and there's elements in between that's similar. Like here, show me your tough face. And then in the Kevin Hart film, Get Hard, Kevin Hart goes, show me your mad dog face. Or Will Arnett gets 3 to 5 years. The film I just reviewed, Big Stan, Ralph Schneider got his character gets 3 to 5 years. It's like, is there only so much, I guess, you could do with comedies in prison? Maybe it goes to show you comedies in a prison is not the best locale for it. Because prison is such a depressing place. Stir Crazy I like. Even though the third act kind of loses all semblance of comedy. Because it's just a rodeo movie. But I like Stir Crazy. I would say that's probably the best. Well, Ernest Goes to Jail I like. I guess those are the 2 best prison comedies. There's probably another I'm not remembering right now, though. But Will Arnett gets beaten up throughout. Dax Shepard is secretly conniving because he want to make Will Arnett life a living hell. And Dax Shepard's character is such an evil person in this. I'm like, well, Will Arnett is not the most likable character when we first see him, but not to the point he deserves all this. So yeah, Dax Shepard just flat out evil. So the ending, which I know was changed, which I'll get to, does seem to come out almost out of left field. Will Arnett wasn't doing a bad job. Chi McBride, who wants to be his boyfriend, but he also wants to treat him right and well. And then Will Arnett, Chi McBride kind of begin to have a relationship, like consensual. Different turn than I thought, which I don't know, was because it was such a different turn, made it a bit interesting. Michael Shannon, I bought him as the pissed off inmate that wants to kill Will Arnett. Weird, off the hand jokes, like when Will Arnett's in the hole and he sees someone in a dog suit, Sergeant Barker, the dog who fights crack. My idea was so out of left field. I'm like, okay. The actors didn't do their jobs badly. Like Dax Shepard, I don't mind Dax Shepard. I remember him from the TV show Punt. He's been in movies, like he was in that Chips movie. I think he even directed that as well. Without a Paddle. I don't mind Dax Shepard as an actor. And then, like I said, it's trying to be a dark comedy. Because Will Arnett wants to commit suicide. Michael Shannon comes in. He sees the needle. He thinks it's a drug. So he takes it. He dies. So then Will Arnett becomes top dog. And then everything goes well for Will Arnett. Oh, I got the love of a man. I found myself. And Dax Shepard's getting pissed off about that. So Dax Shepard fucks up Will Arnett's parole. And then they start having a fight. And then a guard goes, okay, you guys are going to fight to the death out there. And then whoever wins, I'm going to kill the other. And I'm thinking, well, wouldn't the warden or anybody else find that out? But I didn't. I guess you're not supposed to look at this anyway realistic. Okay, I get that. Chi McBride was fun as the inmate. You know, I've seen him in other stuff too. He was in Cradle to the Grave. He's been in other stuff. I think he played Will Smith's boss in I, Robot. I think that's why I remember him. I think. Yeah. I would say that's what I remember him the most from, as Will Smith's boss in I, Robot. He's fun in this. When he's talking to Will Arnett, because he's gotten out. And he's like, it better be a body bag for 2, because I want to be sewn right there and with your ass. So he sincerely loves Will Arnett's character. Again, sort of a different take off of that whole thing. And then apparently this is going to have much more of a downer ending. I don't know what all that would entail. But then, like, the two fight, they pretend to kill each other, but then they faked it. Chi McBride digs them up. Will Arnett thinks of leaving Dax Shepard in there. Chi McBride goes, hey, karma's a funny thing, man. So they did Dax Shepard up. They shake hands. It's sometime later. All three of them are kind of buddies now. And when the three of them are in the car and they're singing to the song, you got to move it, but to move it. I will admit I smirked. Because I think the actors did their jobs well. That's the thing. I think the actors did their jobs well. Dax Shepard, Will Arnett, considering how hateful Dax Shepard's character was and all the horrible things he did to Will Arnett, kind of weird that they could be friends. I think that's where there was probably studio interference, because I don't think that's how it was supposed to be in the original cut. I don't know what the original ending was. If it was they left Dax Shepard to die, or they left Dax Shepard in prison, that would make more sense. But I don't know. So it's not a comedy I would ever watch it in. I don't think all the jokes work. I don't even know if I really wanted a black comedy. Part of me wonders if this was just more of a comedy. Maybe it would work. I don't know. Maybe it just, even at this point, I'm just entitled to prison comedies. Because to me, that's not the best location for a comedy. Where, you know, maybe just... I will say I liked it more than Big Stan because I thought there was a bit more clever moments in the script. And I would say I like these actors more than... I'm just not a Rob Schneider fan. But at the same time, can I really sit here and say I loved it? No. So I don't know what I'm saying. It's hard to review comedies. It's hard to review comedies that you don't outright hate or outright love. I mean, it's hard to review comedies. It's hard to review films that you're kind of in the middle of. So that's a double dose of toughness for this. So I apologize. I guess if you watch the trailer, make your choice. You could do a lot worse. You could do a lot better. The actors were fine. I got a couple of smirks and chuckles out of it. The very end, the three of them, I like the song Move It. I like them. I'm a sucker for that. Whether it be when Harold and Kumar sing in the car. I don't know, it's a cliche, I know, but I'm a sucker for when people do that. Because it's a relatable thing. Singing with people in a car. Again, I know it's silly, but that's one of those things I could be a sucker for, if done the right way, of course. This is up to you. Yeah, I'm kind of alright to indifferent on it. It made me mad like Big Stan, but I would rather watch Stir Crazy and Ernest Goes to Jail. You want to talk about prison comedies? Honestly, I think action films work better in a prison, whether it be Death Warrant or Undisputed 2 or some parts of Avengement or other movies. Lock Up with Stallone. But yeah, it is what it is. So thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.